Let's be real for a second. Some of us are not tired of love. We are tired of confusion dressed up like chemistry. We are tired of grown people saying, I don't know what I want after they already had access to our time, our energy, our body, our attention, our softness, and our patience. We are tired of people acting like commitment is a trap. Communication is too much. Consistency is pressure. And basic respect is asking for the moon, the stars, and a government issued apology. And baby, that is why intentional dating is rising because women are waking up. We are no longer dating just because somebody is fine. We are no longer ignoring the red flags because the conversation is good. We are no longer giving people 6 months to figure out whether they like us when they knew in 6 minutes whether they wanted access to us. Today on Love and Life Unfiltered, we're talking about the rise of intentional dating and why it is time to stop letting confused people waste our time because clarity is not pressure, standards are not attitude, and wanting a real connection does not make you desperate. It means you are finally dating like your peace matters. Hey, loves, welcome back to Love and Life Unfiltered podcast. I am your host, BB Amore, where we talk love, life, healing, dating, self worth, and the lessons we have to learn the hard way so we can stop repeating them. Today's conversation is for the woman who is tired of the well, see where it goes energy, the woman who has been in those talking stages that feel like a full time job with no benefits, the woman who keeps ending up with someone who says all the right things but somehow never makes real movement, the woman who has been patient, understanding, flexible, forgiving, and open minded. But now she is asking herself, why am I the only one trying to build something here? This episode is not about rushing love. It is not about forcing commitment. It is not about demanding a ring on date 3. No, ma'am. This is about dating with your eyes open. This is about learning how to ask better questions, observe patterns, protect your emotions, and stop confusing potential with partnership. Because intentional dating is not about being cold, it is about being clear. So let's define it. Intentional dating means you are not just dating for intention, you are dating with awareness. You are not just asking, do I like him? You are also asking, does this person have the emotional maturity to love me in a healthy way? Because liking someone is easy. A little chemistry, a little laughter, a little good morning, beautiful. And next thing you know, you are planning outfits in your head and wondering if this could be your person. But intentional dating says, hold on, sis. Before we start romanticizing, let's observe. Do they communicate clearly? Do their actions match their words? Do they respect boundaries? Do they have emotional availability? Do they know what they are looking for? Do they make room for you in their life? Or do they only make room for you when they are bored, lonely, or looking for comfort? Intentional dating is not about being picky just to be picky. It's about understanding that your heart is not a playground for undecided people. Now, let's talk about confused people because some people are not confused about you. They are confused about responsibility. They are confused about honesty. They are confused about how to receive love without misusing it. And sometimes they are not confused at all. They are just benefiting from keeping you confused. That's the part we have to be honest about. Some people love gray areas because gray areas give them options. They can flirt with you, talk to you every day, receive your emotional support, get your loyalty, enjoy your presence, and still say, well, I never said we were together. And that's right there is why intentional dating matters, because confusion can become a strategy. When someone keeps things vague, you stay emotionally invested while they stay emotionally flexible. You are wondering where you stand. They are enjoying the fact that you have not walked away. You are trying to decode their energy. They are giving you just enough to keep you interested, but not enough to make you secure. And baby, that is not romance. That is emotional leeway. One of the biggest mistakes we make in dating is falling in love with potential, not who they are, who they could be, not how they treat us, how we imagine they would treat us if they healed, matured, got serious, stopped playing, communicated better, stopped being scared, and finally realized what they had. Girl, that is not dating. That is creative writing. We will build a whole fantasy version of somebody and then get mad when the real person does not live up to the character we created in our mind. Intentional dating requires us to stop dating imagination because potential does not hold your hand when you are hurting. Potential does not communicate when things get hard. Potential does not make plans. Potential does not give consistency. Potential is not a relationship. Potential is a maybe. And one thing about a as a grown woman who is healing, she cannot keep building her life around a maybe. You deserve evidence, not just possibility. Let's get into the talking stage because the talking stage has been the place where women lose time, sleep, patience, and sometimes self respect. Now, there is nothing wrong with getting to know someone, that is healthy, but the problem is when the talking stage has no directions. You are talking every day. You are emotionally bonding. You are sharing personal stories. You are checking in. You are acting like a couple without clarity, without commitment, without accountability. And then 3 months later, you ask, so what are we doing? And suddenly they act like you just asked them to sign a mortgage. That is why intentional dating says we can get to know each other, but we are not about to drift aimlessly. Because access without intention creates attachment without security. And that is where a lot of women get hurt. Not because they want too much, but because they gave too much before there was clarity. Let me say this loud for the woman in the back. Asking someone what they are looking for is not pressure. Asking someone if they are emotionally available is not pressure. Asking someone whether they believe in commitment is not pressure. Asking someone to be consistent is not pressure. That is basic adult communication. And anybody who makes you feel needy, dramatic, or intense for asking clear questions probably benefits from you staying quiet. We have to stop letting people shame us for wanting understanding because the wrong person will call your standards too much when really your standards are just too much for their level of effort. The right person may not have every answer on day one, but they will not punish you for wanting clarity. They will not make you feel like love is a courtroom and you are on trial for wanting to be treated with care. Intentional dating is not about interrogating someone, it is about listening to what they say and watching what they do after they say it. Now, let's talk practical because sometimes we know we want to date intentionally, but we do not know what that looks like. So early on, you need to ask questions that reveal mindset, not in a stiff way, not like you are running a job interview, but in a natural grown woman way. Ask what are you looking for in this season in your life? Ask what does a healthy relationship look like to you? Ask how do you usually handle conflict? Ask are you dating for something serious or are you just seeing what's out there? Ask what did your last relationship teach you? Now listen carefully. Do not just listen for the cute answer. Listen for accountability. If every ex was crazy, that tells you something. If they say they hate the labels, that tells you something. If they say they just go with the flow, but you know you want intentional connection, that tells you something. If they avoid every serious question with jokes, flirting, or vague answers, that tells you something. Intentional dating means you stop ignoring the information because you like the attention. Let me say that again. Intentional dating means you stop ignoring the information because you like the attention. And that brings me to this: watch patterns, not promises. A confused person can promise you the world when they feel you're pulling away. They can say, I really like you. They can say, I see something with you. They can say, I'm just scared. They can say, give me some time. And sometimes that sounds sweet. But baby, how much time do they need to treat you with consistency? How much time do they need to respect your feelings? How much time do they need to stop disappearing, reappearing like a seasonal candle? Intentional dating says, I hear your words, but I am watching your pattern because love is not proven by speeches. It's proven by behavior. A person can be nervous and still be respectful. A person can be busy and still be consistent. A person can have trauma and still be accountable. A person can be unsure about the future without playing games with your present. We have to stop handing out unlimited grace to people who keep giving us repeated disappointment. Another thing intentional dating requires is that you stop over explaining your worth. You do not need to convince someone why they should value you. You do not need to prove you are different. You do not need to audition for basic decency. Sometimes we explain and explain because we think maybe if I say it the right way, they will finally understand. But a lot of people already understand. They just do not care enough to adjust. And that is a painful truth, but it is a freeing one. Because once you realize you cannot communicate someone into maturity, you stop exhausting yourself. You stop sending paragraphs. You stop waiting for them to have the emotional breakthrough. You stop trying to be the woman who finally teaches them how to love. Sis, you are not a rehabilitation center for emotionally unavailable people. You are a woman with a life, a heart, a purpose, and a future. And your energy is too valuable to keep pouring into people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Now, I want to be fair. Nobody is perfect. Dating intentionally does not mean you cut somebody off for being human. People have fears, people have past hurt, people are learning. Real relationships require patience, grace, and understanding. But there is a difference between patience and self abandonment. Patience says we are both showing effort while we grow. Self abandonment says, I am shrinking my needs so this person will stay. Patience says, we are building slowly with honesty. Self abandonment says, I am pretending I do not care because I am afraid to scare them away. Patience says, this person is consistent even if they are not perfect. Self abandonment says, this person keeps hurting me, but I keep giving them another chance because I see potential. Intentional dating asks you to be honest with yourself. Are you being patient with a person who is trying? Or are you waiting on someone who enjoys the benefits of you, but not the responsibility of choosing you? Because those are not the same thing. Women are choosing intentional dating now because we are tired of being emotionally overdrawn. We are tired of casual situations that feel intimate but offer no security. We are tired of being told to be cool, relaxed, low maintenance, and understanding while our nervous system is screaming something is not right. We are tired of pretending confusion is normal. Are tired of performing softness for people who do not know how to handle it. And we are realizing that peace is attractive, stability is attractive, consistency is attractive. A person who knows how to communicate is definitely attractive. A person who is honest about what they want is attractive. The bad boy, emotionally unavailable, hard to read, hot and cold thing may feel exciting in the beginning, but after a while, it starts to feel like anxiety in a cute outfit. And we are not calling anxiety butterflies anymore. We are calling it what it is, a warning. So, what boundaries do we need? First, no unlimited talking stages. We do not have to demand a title immediately, but there should be direction. If weeks and months are passing and you still do not know what this person wants, that is information. Second, no emotional access without emotional responsibility. Everybody does not deserve your deepest wounds, your softest parts, your late night comfort, your full nurturing energy just because they are interested. Third, stop rewarding inconsistency. If they disappear and come back like nothing happened, do not immediately give them the same access. Let people feel the consequence of mishandling your presence. Fourth, believe people when they tell you they are not ready. Do not turn that into a challenge. Do not say, maybe I can inspire him. No, baby, you are not a motivational seminar. And fifth, choose peace over potential every single time because a peaceful connection will not require you to abandon yourself just to keep it alive. Here is the feminine lesson for today. A woman who dates intentionally is not bitter. She is awake. She is not hard. She is discerning. She is not difficult. She is no longer available for confusion. There is a version of you to wait, wonder, chase, decode, excuse, and overextend. And we honor her because she was doing the best she can do with what she knew. But this version of you, this version needs peace. This version needs honesty. This version needs emotional safety. This version is not impressed by mixed signals just because they come from somebody attractive. This version does not confuse attention with intention. This version understands that love should not make you feel like you are begging for a seat at a table you helped build. Intentional dating is not about finding someone fast, it is about not losing yourself slowly. And that is the shift. So, my love, as we close tonight's conversation, I want you to ask yourself, where have I been given confused people too much time? Where have I been accepting vague answers because I was scared of losing the connection? Where have I been calling it patience when really I was abandoning myself? Because the rise of intentional dating is not just a trend, it is a return to self respect. It is a woman saying, I still believe in love, but I no longer believe in losing myself to prove I am lovable. You can be soft and still require clarity. You can be feminine and still have boundaries. You can be hopeful and still be wise. And you can want love without letting somebody waste your time because they cannot decide what they want. So the next time someone comes into your life with confusion, mixed signals, and let's just see what happens energy. I want you to remember this. Your time is not a waiting room. Your heart is not a test drive. Your presence is not something people get to enjoy while they figure out if they are ready. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to choose peace, and you are allowed to date like your future self is depending on it. Thank you for tuning in to Love and Life Unfiltered podcast. I am your host, BB Amore. If this conversation spoke to you, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and share this with a woman who is done letting confused people waste her time. And in the comments, tell me this. Are you dating intentionally now? Or are you still healing from a situation that taught you why you need to? Until next time, protect your peace, trust your discernment, and remember love should add to your life, not drain the life out of you.